All right, this is an overview of the linear slides and ball screws lab. Okay, a few components that we're going to go over is, well, first of all, we have a ball screw here, so it looks like a screw, but it has a little bit different characteristics to it. Like it looks like it's a radius in where the thread would be. Okay, we also have these here. These are linear bearings. All right, so they're going to be sliding on that shaft. Another thing that we have is we have a few plates and blocks so that we can actually create an assembly. And we also have a handle that we're going to use because, again, it's a screw. So we're going to be putting the handle on the other end of our shaft over here, and we'll be able to turn that and then get something to move. All right. And how we're going to get that something to move is actually assembling this ball nut. Okay. You'll notice that it doesn't really look like a nut at all, and that's because it is a special kind of nut. And it uses like this channel right here along with internal channels to circulate a series of balls through there, which are coming in contact with this screw. Okay, and that's going to provide a nice smooth motion, but also be able to have very little play. So there's not going to be really any perceptible play. So I'm going to set you down real quick, and we're going to take a look at this very briefly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go over here in this frame, and we're going to look at installing this ball nut, okay, onto the ball screw. That's the first thing that we're going to do. In this particular case, it really doesn't matter which end we're going to go with, but we're going to gently pull this out, okay? And then what we're going to do is we are going to take our little retainer. This retainer setup here is to keep the balls inside of the track there. So we want to make sure that this stays in right up to the point to where we lace this on. So we're going to kind of remove our retaining clip here. All right, and you could do it from either side. In this case, I think I'm going to do it the opposite way. So I'm going to squeeze this together and slide that back on that part of the retainer. I'm going to squeeze this one and slide that off. Remember, I'm keeping this little tube inside. And the beauty of it is I actually have a little section here that I can slide that on, and it's easy if you hold it vertically, and then you can hold that down, and then you can simply twist this right on, okay? Now, what you were doing in that particular situation is you were threading the ball nut, but you weren't losing any of the actual balls there, okay? So, and disassembly is exactly the opposite. What we're going to do is allow this to run down, keeping it firmly up against the end of that shoulder until it drops right back on our retainer here. And we can gently set that out of the way, grabbing our other retainer so that this tube does not disengage from the ball nut, because if that happens, we're going to lose a bunch of very small bearing balls from the assembly. All right, so that's the quick overview on assembling and disassembly of the nut.